We welcome you for today's workshop on bioinformatics antenna design. The workshop is valid for 3 days. It is organized for 3 days from 16 to 18, and the time duration is 11 to 12:30 p.m. Participants, kindly mute your audios. Let me give a small snippet of workshop. On 16th, we have a titled on antenna aspects in biomedical, and 17th, bio applications in design. 18, antenna design and analysis using artificial intelligence. Nowadays, for any transmission, we require an antenna. The antenna plays a major role. Hello, is it voice audible?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Your voice is inaudible. You just continue.
Okay, thank you. Nowadays, for any transmission, we require an antenna, and these antenna plays a major role in the design of the devices, IoT and medical, and for any communication devices. So the need of antenna design plays a vital role in everyday's life. So this made us to focus on this topic in organizing a workshop on the title Bioinformatics Antenna Design. And we had a wide variety of response from student side, and that too while analyzing, we found that from a second year, we got a huge response. And basically the second year, now you might have been in a thought that we are not studying the antenna, how we are going to listen to this workshop. But it is simple, since you have learned EMF, and EMF is a base for an antenna. So this antenna design, normally in your course, it starts from EMF, then to transmission line, then to antenna, then it ends up with RF and microwave. And I hope this session will be useful for the students to gain your career in an RF field. And the resource person who are going to handle these workshops are Mahalakshmi, Senior Researchist of WCG Group, and Alan, and he's a technical team member, and Vinod, a co-founder of WCG, and Preeti, a professor from Kungunadu College. So these are the technical persons who are going to give a lecture or train in bioinformatics in the design in an antenna field. Now I hand over the session to Sindhuja to give us new snippets regarding the WCG group. Students, hope you will enjoy your session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Happy morning to one and all gathered here. I am Sindhuja Chalamuthu, member of creative team WC Groups. Tree can grow higher with the help of its branches. Likewise, WC Groups reach the peak with its units. In multiple areas, WCG proved their best in research development along with product development, where we found on communication related system works, server designing, application development and web development. Along with this, training the students and organized various workshops, seminars, national and international conference. And we focused on 3 continents. Firstly, in US. WC is working with Toshiba as a channel partner for research and product development in the field of microwave. In Asian continent, both Wilma and Future Techies is working. If you take Future Techies, we have been step ahead in marching towards future technology by gaining the asserting the young minds' innovative ideas along with the better enhancement in the transformation of imaginative view and implement it in order to broadcast their talent. We have our field science, which is being a special dignity that we received from a European country for working in the communication-based projects. We are supporting 2 sets of projects. One is agriculture-based and another one is microwave-based project works. We are working with collateral of DIT University, which is known as Temple of RF. we are also being White's global partner of research product and completed more than 250 plus projects and have collaborated with some of the universities and companies too. Furthermore, we are supporting our own fabrication in training and testing based units and also have authorized channel partner for GT Light, which is world #1 electrical manufacturing company. In Asian continent, along with GT Light, we are also working for Telecom, Navitel Corporation for communication device and manufacturing. And also, we give research advisory support through member of Wave Association. MW is registered under US Act. Let me enumerate some of our successful projects that might include 5G mobile phone, 5G smart cell antenna, security surveillance based balloon satellite, microwave system, system measurement equipment, and so on. To be simple, we are working in order to solve the difficult communication system issues for existing and also the next generation technology based on the wireless and as well as the software solution. In India, we are focusing on providing the complete farmer solutions for the problem that they have under Digital India concept, and we are designing the website under the blockchaining concept in order to ensure the security issues, and our main motto to avoid the black marketing and also support the small scale farmers. Like these, WC groups grow step by step. And I think the reason behind all these success is hardworking and smart working of the personalities. So, first of all, I like to thank late Mr. K. Manoharan, founder of WC Groups. Next, I like to thank Dr. Neelaveni Sendilkumar, CEO of WC Groups. And then Mr. M. Vinod, co-founder and COH of WC Groups. And I specially thank Dr. S. Durairaj, principal of DSEC, Perambalur, and Professor B. Karthika, HOD of CSE department in DSEC. And this is the time to conclude the information and introduction about WC Groups. Now, I hand over this session to Engineer P. Mahalakshmi, Senior Researchist, WC Groups. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sindhuja, for giving an overwhelming inputs about WCG Group.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
So, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce myself. Well, I'm Mahalakshmi, Senior Researchist from Wilma Communication Groups. Right? Hope everyone can hear my voice, and your PPT presentations will be displayed on mobile screens. Hello, good morning. Everyone can view the PPT presentations, right? And everyone is okay. Thank you, sir. So, yeah, very warm welcome to everyone present here. It's my pleasure. I introduce myself as Mahalakshmi, Senior Researchist from Wilma Communication Groups. Right. So, my mission is to do research work in communication field. Currently, I'm doing my research on design of an expandable patch antenna for biomedical application, mainly concentrate on intestine part along with my team members. And then apart from this, I'm pursuing my PhD doctorate at Hindustan University in retrodirective antenna for self-autonomous driving car domain. Okay, was my self introduction, and today discussion is about antenna aspects in biomedical engineering. Before we going to design an antenna, so 3 days workshop is crafted into first. Today you are going to see about just introduction. What is your body centric communication? What comes under your biotelemetry systems? And what are the challenges? Next day you will see about your design procedures in theory, and final day you will design an antenna for your biomedical applications. So as you all know, the rapid development of wireless technologies, wireless communication is making inroads into every aspect of human life, right? So wireless communication became a trending technology nowadays. That also it is mainly making inroads into every aspect of human life. We are utilizing wireless communication in day-to-day life, right? So in mainly your body-centered wireless communication systems or body area network are becoming a focal point for future communication. So we are mainly focused on your body-centered wireless communication or your body area network. So this is around the outline of your presentation. First, we are going to see about your body-centered communication and what is your biomedical telemetry systems. And these are the two types of antenna we are utilizing for your biomedical. That is your implantable antenna and wearable antennas, and the design challenges to for antenna design, particular design antenna. In order to design a particular antenna for domain, what are the challenges we have to face? And finally, we have to evaluate and measure using your human body tissue models and its advantages. Finally, the recent research in this particular domain. These are the outcome we are going to see before you are going to design an antenna. Once if you are clear with all these particular things, we can able to design an antenna for biomedical application for any human body, right? So moving on to the next thing. So first basic, what is band? Yeah, next slide. Yeah, what is band? Band stands for nothing but your body area network or body centric wireless communications, right? So according to your IEEE standards, we can define band as a communication standard optimized for your low power devices and operation on, in or around the human body to serve a variety of applications. So in general, what is a body centered communication devices means it is only optimized or suited for low power devices. We can utilize this communication or optimize only for your low power devices. Remember, that is your particular point, low power devices. And what is going to do? It is going to do operation either inside your human body, it is going to do some communication functions inside your human body or outside your human body or in and around your human body. So these are the communications this band communication going to do. So it is going to be optimized only for a low power devices. It is going to operate either inside or on or around your human body. Okay, this is how the band network going to work. In generally, we define a communication as a basic term of a coverage distance, right? Or if you define a communication means how much coverage distance between your transmitter and receiver. For example, just think, if you are going to send a text message to your friend, you will act as your transmitter, your friend will act as your receiver. So we will say how much coverage distance between your transmitter and receiver, right? So in this band, the coverage distances are very short, that is around 1 to 5 meter, and very, very short, even below 1 meter also, this body centric wireless communication can exist. So these are some of the important things you have to remember before you are going to antenna design. So your band is nothing but your body area network or body centered wireless communications. It is only optimized for your low power devices, and it's going to operate as either inside your human body or on or around your human body. The coverage range suited for this band network is short means short range, that is around 1 to 5 meter, or very short range, that is your below 1 meter range. Okay, 1 meter range communication systems only. This is your band. So moving on to your next slide, what are the applications? So you just see what is band, and it is going to utilize for low power, and what are the application, what are your operation either inside, outside or around your human body. Now next you are moving on to your applications. Next slide, sir. Yeah, These are a variety of applications that are suited for your band network or body center wireless communication. In this, first you can see your security purpose, right? Electronic bill payments. Instead of withdrawing money from your ATM bank, instead of entering the PIN number, 4-digit PIN number, you can use your biosensors as finger sensors and you can withdraw the money. So nowadays, many problems are arising because of the ATM. No, so ATM PIN number can be. PIN details can be unauthorized and can be dropped by many authorities, and they are misusing our account and withdrawing money, right? So we can use a band network in the security purpose. Instead of typing a 4-digit PIN code, we can use biosensor as a fingerprint as your passport, and we can withdraw the money. So next application is your monitoring health body conditions. So we can monitor patient's record in the hospitals, and it can be analyzed by doctors also. We can use this band network in in-car communication. That is, whenever a driver entered the car, according to the driver position, the seat will be changed accordingly. So based upon your driver position, the seat will be automatically changed and make the comfort to the driver. Okay, so we can use this also in in-car communication, and your automatic operations also it's possible. If you want to print some documents, instead of giving print command everything, you just press the touch your print button, it will automatically print the documents which you want to print. So these are some of the applications. And finally, your security for locking doors also we are using for fitness monitoring systems also. These applications are applicable in security. In short of all the applications, we are just see the two applications mainly. Your security for locking doors, right? So what it's doing means, if a person is wearing your band communication device, that is nothing but your band communication device means a smartwatch. Consider here a smartwatch. So if a person is wearing a smartwatch, when the person touching their hands towards your doorknob, when a person is touching their hands towards its doorknob, automatically your smartwatch will transmit the ID, the person ID, to the network that is connected to the knob. So a person is wearing a smart device. If a person touches the doorknob, automatically through your smartwatch, that person's ID and informations will be transmitted to the network that is connected to the knob. So now the knob receives some transmit ID and information from the user. So from there, the data goes to your access controller or your authentic server. So the transmitter ID, the person ID and information is transmitted through your access controller or authentical server. Once the authentication is complete, or it means once a particular person ID is verified by your access controller, the system will automatically release a door lock and allow the individual to enter the room. This is one of the major applications where you are using your BAN. So nothing but a person is wearing a smartwatch. Whenever the person touches their hands towards the doorknob, automatically the doorknob will receive a person ID and information through your smartwatch. Okay, we were going to connect some network inside along with the doorknob. So once a transmitter ID and information received by the knob, automatically the data is transferred through your access controller or your authentical server. Once a person's IDs are verified, this is a particular, if your person's IDs are verified, what it is going to do, the system releases the door lock. Suppose if the person's IDs are not matched, the system does not release your door lock, and it will does not allow the persons to enter into the particular room. Okay, this is one of the major application, and it is also used for your fitness monitoring systems also. So in fitness monitoring system, you can see some it's nothing but your band communication device is your smartwatch, and it is a pulse, a sensor near the skin tracks the person pulse. You can see some sensor right near your skin. What it is going to do, it is going to track the pulses and transmit that data to the smartwatch worn on your wrist. Okay, so that belt is going to track it will act as a sensor. That belt is going to track the pulse, and it will send the data to the smartwatch worn on your wrist. So the user can check your pulse rate in real time by viewing your watch display. This is mainly suited for fitness monitoring system. So there are variety of applications comes under your body center wireless communications. And these are the few applications, and fitness monitoring and your door lock systems are used in real time in at many places. So this is your application. Moving on to the next slide. What are the 3 types of communication comes under your body center for communication? So I already said body center communication means nothing but your low power devices, right? And it is going to do the operation either inside your human body or outside or around your human body. So remember that in this type of communication, three domains are possible. That is your on-body, off-body communication, and your in-body communication. Okay, on-body communication, off-body communication, then in your in-body communications. As I already said, it is going to operate either inside, outside, or around your human body, right? So your on-body communication means communication between your wearable devices. In this term, the wearable means like your smartwatch or something, the sensor belt you are seeing for fitness monitoring, right? These are comes under your wearable device. So on-body communication means a communication held between your wearable devices. For example, your fitness monitoring, as you seen before, no, your fitness monitoring, you are wearing a belt like a sensor on the skin, over the skin, and we are going to receive the particular pulse rate using your smartwatch. Both will be act as your wearable device, and the communication exists between these two devices comes under your on-body communication. Okay, just everyone is clear. For on-body communication means communication between your wearable devices. For example, before application you saw some fitness monitoring examples, right? So in that belt with a sensor, it is going to track the pulse rate. This is going to act as your transmitter. Your smartwatches act as a receiver. So the communication exists between the transmitter and receiver comes under your on-body communication. Then what is the half-body communication? This is your communication with external network. So we gathered some information between your pulse rate and your smartwatches, right? So pulse rate sensor is going to act as a transmitter. Your smartwatch is going to act as a receiver. And the communication between these two wearable devices on-body communication. So from the smartwatch, it is going to some internet, right, for a doctor analysis, for any other further. So from the smartwatch, it is going to access, communicate with external networks. In this case, external network means either for doctor analysis or for any data storage. So this communication with external networks comes under your off-body communications. Okay, hope everyone is clear with on-body and off-body. On-body means between two wearable devices. Off-body means between your wearable device with your external networks. External networks means either your internet or your doctor analyzers or data storage systems like that. In-body communication, moving on to the third type, in-body communications, communication using your implantable antenna. So in the term implantable means we are going to place the antenna inside your human body, not outside or on. So the antenna is going to be placed inside a human body. Here we use the term implantable antennas or devices. Okay, whenever the communication is occur inside your human body, then we will term it as a in-body communication. So these are the basic three types of communication: on-body, off-body, and in-body. If you want to design any antenna for biomedical devices, first you have to think whether we are going to place that antenna either inside the human body or outside. If it is placing inside the human body, means it comes under in-body communication system. If it is placed either on-site, that is on-side the human body or around the human body, it comes under your on-body and off-body communication system. Okay, so from this type, two types of antennas are possible: your implantable antennas and wearable antennas. For in-body communication, implantable antennas are used. For on-body and off-body communication, wearable antennas are used. Okay, so first before going on to your antenna design, first make clear this is your first step, what you are going to design, either for in-body communication or on and off-body communication. If it is in-body communication, then you have to prefer for it implantable antennas, the antenna which is placed inside the human body. If it is on-body or off-body communication, you are going to place the antenna around the human body, on the surface of your human body, right? So this is the first step you have to clarify before designing a particular antenna. So moving on to your biotelemetry systems. Change the slide, sir. Yeah, this is your biotelemetry systems. Now we generally know what is body center communications and what are the various applications and how the three types of communication possible, right? So it's now it comes under biotelemetry systems. So what is biotelemetry systems? It is going to measure your biological parameters over your distance. So what is going to measure? Biotelemetry systems, mainly it is going to a measurement of your biological parameters or physiological parameters at a distance either through wired connection or wireless connections. Okay, it is going to measure your biological parameters at a distance or over a distance through wired or your wireless connection. Biological parameters, we are repeatedly saying, no, what are the biological parameters we are going to measure? That is your heartbeat, your blood pressure, your blood flow, your blood temperature, and amount of blood, your blood types, etc. So these are some of your biological parameters we are going to measure over a distance, at a distance. As I already said, it's a communication range, BCC, body center communication comes under the short range, that is around 1 to 5 meter, or a very short range that is below 1 meter. So this is your over a distance. So that communication short range comes under their distance through wired or your wireless communication. Wire means for wearable devices, we can connect a wire. For example, nowadays we will check your human blood pressure in hospitals through your wire connections, right? We will place a band around your arms in a particular, and we are going to pump it, and we are going to measure your blood pressure. This is through wired connection or through wireless connections also. If you are placing an antenna inside the human body, means we cannot use wired connection. We will prefer only a wireless connection. For these measurements only, biotelemetry systems are used, and it can be used, applied, the applications of your telemetry in biology, medicines, and other healthcare centers also. So the main function is it is going to measure of your biological parameters over a distance through wired or your wireless communication. If you are going to place an antenna as a wearable, if you are going to design for a biomedical application as a wearable antenna, means wired or wireless communication is possible. If you are going to place an antenna inside your human body, means only wireless communications are possible. We cannot use wired communication inside your human body. Okay, right? So what are the basic parameters we are going to measure? Your heartbeat, your blood pressure, blood flow, amount of blood, blood types, etc. These are some of your basic parameters we are going to measure. So the major role of your biotelemetry system is it is remotely monitor all the parameters. Based upon the parameters marked, we are going to diagnose the particular disease and treating the patients with better results. Better results means better feedback, your medicines reports. Okay, so it is going to remotely monitor all the biological parameters. Based upon the parameter values, we are going to diagnose the particular disease, and we are going to finally treat. Based upon the diagnosis report or diagnosis, we are going to treat your patients with valuable advice from your doctors. So this is your biotelemetry systems. Okay, so moving on. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, how to identify the blood types with this? Blood types.
There are many sensors are there. No, ma'am. There are many sensors are there over there. So in depth, if you particularly want to know about your blood type, means you have to place that particular sensor inside the human body and have to track it, ma'am.
Oh, for A positive,
each part,
B positive,
yeah, ma'am. For each part, yeah, for each part, there are many types of sensors are available, or we can place it as inside the body as an implant. If you design an antenna to identify your blood types, we can place it inside your human body and you can track your blood types also, ma'am. So these are some of the various parameters we can measure through your biotelemetry systems.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Operating frequency for biotelemetry.
Yeah, sir, we will see that operating frequency in challenge design. So it comes under through 3 MHz to and around 30 MHz. We will operate only at low frequency.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is a basic, sir. When we are coming for a challenge, design of challenges, we will see what frequency we will operate your biotelemetry systems, etc.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. So moving on to next slide, sir. Yeah. So we will know we are biotelemetry. We are going to measure some biological parameters over a distance, right? So what are the biological parameters we are going to measure? How we are going to measure? So this is your basic biotelemetry systems module. So everyone can see a human body with a number of sensors are placed in that human body, right? Your EEG signal, ECG signals, or MN, whatever the signals you have to measure, we have to place that sensor inside the human body, and we are going to track that information through your control unit. Here, the control unit is nothing but your personal devices, either your mobile phone or your smartphones, or your Wi-Fi model placed at your home, and it is going to be transmitted through your internet. Okay, this is your base. Okay. This is your basic biotelemetry systems, where human body we are going to place a sensor either as a wearable or implantable inside or outside the human body. From the sensor value, we have to track to your control unit. Here the control unit is nothing but your smartphone or your access point, anything over your home. And from this access point or control unit, it is going, the sensor values are going to transmit it through your internet. Okay. So basic the biotelemetry systems are the 3 types of nodes. That is your wireless sensor nodes, wireless actuator nodes, and wireless personal devices. So, okay, each biotelemetry system is going to act as 3 nodes: your wireless sensor nodes, wireless actuator nodes, and wireless personal devices. So, first class is your wireless sensor nodes. What is wireless sensor nodes going to do? Already we seen a ECG, EMG. So it sends your biological data of a human body to the control unit. So what your wireless sensor nodes do? It sends your biological data. That is, for example, if you want to send your EEG signal, it will send that EEG signal measured from that particular human body to the control unit. So what it's going to do? It sends your biological data of human body to the control unit, right? So how it is going to connect all these sensors? Either through star topologies or multi-hop topologies, it is connected all the sensor. Okay, so it's what your wireless sensor nodes do. It sends your biological data of human body to your control unit. This is your first class. So next class is your wireless actuator nodes. So what is wireless actuator node? In general, you think it will act as your medicine delivery. So wireless actuator nodes, it will act as your medicine delivery. Medicine delivery means what? So your sensor is going to send biological data, right? So what belongs to medicine delivery? So it's nothing but we already know your biological data connected to the sensor may be stored for longer time. Okay, so these sensor values we are going to store for longer time, that can be used for medical investigations. So based upon the storage data only, we can give any medical suggestions can be given by your particular doctors. So we have to save that biological data or particular sensor value for longer period of time. Based upon that only, medical investigations can be provided by your doctors, right? So first class is your sensor. Sensor simply going to collect your biological data. Second class is your actuator nodes. It will act as your medicine delivery. It is nothing but it is going to store your sensor data for some period of time or longer period of time for your medical investigation. The third is nothing but your wireless personal devices. So your wireless personal devices means nothing but your control, your mobile phones, your access network, or some power station. Everything comes under your personal networks. What its function is, it's mainly going to collect all the information from your sensor nodes and your actuator node. So from your sensor and actuator nodes, it is going to collect all the information and communicate to the user. Here the term user means your doctors through your phone, smartphone, or your Wi-Fi network. Okay. So this control unit or personal devices, what it is going to do, it is going to collect your sensor values and your actuator value. As I already said, sensor is just send your particular sensor value to the control unit. Your actuator will act as your medicine delivery. So based upon a longer period of time, only we can provide any medical investigation. So this control unit will capture all your sensor nodes and actuator information to the particular doctor. Either through your smartphone or your Wi-Fi modules, it will be transferred the information to the doctor. This is basic biotelemetry systems. So if you want to design an antenna for any biomedical applications, not only the antenna inside or outside, we have to think what are the sensors we are going to use, how we are going to transfer the information from your human body to the particular doctor. So everything we have to design for designing. Hello. Yeah, so moving on to your next slide. So next week. Yeah, this is your most emerging application we are using nowadays, your personal healthcare monitoring system. So we saw a variety of applications like your security lock and fitness monitoring are using, but we are mostly using our emerging applications nowadays for body sensor wireless communication is the health monitoring system. Personal health monitoring systems. So before you see how we are going to design these applications, Why we are going for this? Why not we just directly meet our doctors and we can get prescriptions? Why your personal healthcare monitoring systems are required? So according to the survey, World Health Organizations, near around 30% of all death in the world is due to your cardiovascular disease, right? Hello? Okay. Near 30% of all death in the world is due to your cardiovascular disease, that is your heart disease. Around 30% of people are death due to your heart disease, and also around 180 billion of people affected due to your diabetic disease. So around 180 billion of people affected due to your diabetic disease. So some diseases, even some diseases such as your cancer, your tumor, your breast cancer, everything that has to be diagnosed at the earliest stage, while your critical medical conditions can be prevented. So some diseases, if you think your cancer, your breast cancer, your brain tumor, that all these diseases has to be diagnosed at the earliest stage. Only if we diagnose the particular disease at the early stage only, we can avoid some critical medical conditions such as your heart attacks or strokes. If you are considering cancer, T4 stage, T4 grades, before we are entering, we can avoid all these critical medical conditions only if you are diagnosis disease at the earliest stage itself. So for all this only, we are going for your personal healthcare systems. One second, hello. So PPT is not leaving. No, one second, sorry for
PPT is in a view alone.
PPT sir, Wilma communication pin பண்ணுங்க sir.
Okay.
So please ping all the participants in Wilma Communications, ma'am. Then only you have to visible.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, you just continue.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So we are going for your health monitoring system. Mainly, according to the survey, 30% of death people are dying due to your heart disease, and around 180 billion of people. Hello.
Yeah, continue, ma'am.
Yeah, around 180 peoples are affected due to your diabetics. So some diseases like your cancer or the tumors, everything has to be diagnosed at your earliest stage before going into a critical medical condition. Before it enter into T3 and T4 stage, if it is diagnosed at T1 and T2 stage, means we can give some medicines and we can able to recover that particular person. So for all these diseases only, we are just doing your personal healthcare monitoring systems. So what health monitoring system is going to do means, it is important to monitor all the biological data, that is for particular diabetics, or consider any application for diabetics means all those diabetic informations. If it is cardiovascular means all that heart, blood pressures, etc. Some of the sensors. If it is for cancer and for this means your malignant tissues level. So all these basic biological, based upon your application, the parameters are going to be measured of the human body, and we are going to send that data immediately to the hospitals. So through your base station, that is your mobile phones or your Wi-Fi network that is presented inside a home. So from through your base station, we are going to transmit these biological data to the hospitals, where the data are analyzed by your doctors. So once the data is received by your doctors, the data are analyzed by your doctors, and the feedback will be sent immediately to the user. The first remedy is going to be sent immediately to the user. So because of this main systems, we can save your doctors and the patient's times, and we can reduce the cost, and we can also improve the quality of healthcare. Okay. Because of this personal care health monitoring systems, doctors and patients' times can be reduced. We can reduce the cost, and at the same time, we can improve the quality of healthcare. How we can improve the quality of healthcare? By treating or by giving a diagnosis at the earlier stages. So, for example, just think a person is bearing your blood pressure sensors. Okay. So we all know the limit for your blood pressure is around 70 to 120. If it BP comes below 170 means low BP. If it is crosses above 120 means high BP, right? So the person, for example, I'm saying, so you are going to measure blood pressure of a person. If its normal range is around 70 to 120. Once your blood pressure comes below 70 means it comes under a low BP. And once your blood pressure comes around above 120 means it comes under your high BP, right? So based upon we are prescribing a tablet with a mg level. If it is normal range means the mg level will be different. If it is comes below BP means your mg level has to be increased. Suppose if it comes above 120 means your mg level has to be decreased, right? We all know we will give you a tablet, we will prescribe your medicines for your BP. Regularly, your patients to consider these medicines. So if it is low BP means you are going to increase the mg level. If it is high BP means you are going to decrease your mg level, right? So a person blood pressure is continuously monitoring. So this, suppose I consider for a person the blood pressure value the sensor measured the pressure value is 130. So from 130 pressure value, it is going through your base stations. So from base stations, the data is 130 is going to your receiver doctors. Okay. So the doctor is giving a report. So the sensor, he is seeing your sensor values, the beat sensor values, the value of around 130. So immediately the doctor will change your prescriptions. That is, will reduce dosage level of your BP. And that prescription will be immediately transferred to you through your base station. And you can review that prescription and you can take the tablets in according to your doctor prescription inside in your home itself. Instead of making doctor visits repeatedly, you can be at home. And if your suppose your blood pressure level changes either low BP or high BP, it automatically the data will be transferred to your particular doctor, and the doctor will analyze all your reports, and based upon the reports, he will prescribe your medicines through your phone itself. Everything happen in through your network itself. So from that prescription occurred in your smartphones, you can change the tablets and you can early diagnose any particular devices. So this is how it is very much important for your personal healthcare monitoring systems. Why we are going for this is mainly for we can save lot of time. We can diagnose any particular devices at early stage itself. And for
just like Mahalakshmi.
Yeah, sir.
Just go for somewhat slow.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So, your personal health monitoring systems, as I said, for example, consider we are going to measure your blood pressure for a particular human body. So, before going to measure, just know these points. The normal range of a blood pressure is 70 to 120, right? So, below 70 means it comes under your low blood pressure category. Above 120 means it comes under your high blood pressure category. Okay, if it is your low blood pressure category means the mg level, the doctors prescribe some tablets, right? So the mg level has to be increased. If it is comes in high BP means your mg level has to be decreased. These are some of the data. So your normal level of your blood pressure is 70 to 120. Your low blood pressure below 170 means it comes under your low blood pressure. You have to increase your mg level, and if it is high blood pressure means you have to decrease your mg level. Okay, so in a particular human body, we are sensing the BP sensor is going to sense the data. For example, you think we are sensing a data around 140. Okay, the blood pressure sensor we are placing inside a human body showing 140. Okay, the data 140 is transferred to the doctor through your base station, that is your smartphone or your Wi-Fi module. The data is transferred to the doctor. Now the doctor is analyzing your report. So he is checking 140. So the particular blood pressure of a person is reached to now increased to 140. 140 means it is a low BP or high BP. Yeah, surely it is going to be a high blood pressure. So immediately after analyzing the report, the doctor will change the medical prescription. That means it will reduce the mg. The doctor will reduce the mg, and this prescription will be automatically sent to your human body. So the prescription comes along to the human, automatically sent to that particular persons through your base stations via your mobile phone or smartphone. The doctor will send the prescription immediately, and based upon the prescription, you can take the medicines and you can avoid some critical medical conditions also. This is a basic example why we are going for your personal healthcare monitoring systems. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. What are the advantages? So now we know what is body-centric communication. Nothing but your body-centric is
it is suited for a low power devices. We are going to do some operation either inside the human body or on or around a human body. This is your body center communications, and we just saw what are the applications that is suited for your body center communication, from your fitness monitoring, door lock, and your personal healthcare monitoring systems. And then we have just saw your three types of communications, right? Your on-body communication, off-body communication, and your in-body communication. Where for body-centric communication, two antennas are used. That is your implantable antenna and your wearable antenna. So implantable antenna means nothing but we are going to place the antenna inside the human body, right? So antenna is going to be placed inside the human body. And for on-body or off-body communication, wearable antennas are used. Wearable means nothing but we are going to place the antenna on the surface or around your human body, right? This is the two type of antenna you saw, and what are the three types of three communication exist. Finally, we enter into your biotelemetry systems. So sensors, biotelemetry system is nothing but we are going to measure your biological parameters over a distance, either through wired connection or your wireless connection, right? So some of the biological parameters, your blood pressure, etc., heartbeat, EEG signal, EMG signal, we are going to measure all these signals, and we are going to transfer to your over a distance, either through your wired connection or your wireless connection. This comes under your biotelemetry, and we just saw a basic architecture of your biotelemetry, right? Your human body and the sensor values are connected to your control unit through your mobile phones or your Wi-Fi modules, and those data is going to be transmitted through your internet, right? So in this human body, we can see your EEG signal, ECG signals, or blood pressure signals. All this we are going to place a sensor on the human body, and the data are going to be tracked by the particular sensor, and the data will be transferred to your control unit, that is your mobile phones or your Wi-Fi modules. So from this data going to transfer through the internet, right? So if you just noted your sensor is going to place, your sensor is going to track, how the sensor is going to track. Someone is going to play the role. Someone is going to play the role. That is, they are going to capture all data, and they are going to transmit the data to your mobile phone, right? You are placing your antenna, placing your sensor inside the human body. All this data have to be captured. Someone has to play the role to capture all the data, and from that unit only it is going to transfer through your mobile phone. So here comes the antenna. Antenna plays an important role in this biotelemetry system. So what is the function of a sensor? It is to sense a particular part, it is going to capture that value. So your antenna is going to transmit that particular data to the internet through your base station, your mobile phones or your Wi-Fi modems. It is going to transmit that data to the doctors or your analyzer sections where your reports can be analyzed. Okay, so here comes how antenna plays an important role in biomedical. This is nothing electronic workers to just sensor data. And your Wi-Fi modules, once the data is used, it is going to run. So from your sensor, antenna is going to play an important role. So the data will be transferred to antenna. So from the antenna only, the data will transfer through your mobile phone or your Wi-Fi module. So from Wi-Fi module, the data will be transferred to your doctor system or doctor where your doctor can analyze your reports. So this is how your biotelemetry systems are going to work. Before designing any application for biotelemetry or biomedical application, what antenna you are going to use, what type of communication you are going to prefer, what are the sensors you are going to use, and where you are going to place the sensor inside the human body, and what type of antenna you are going to use. Finally, how you are going to transmit communication, that either through Wi-Fi or smartphone. So these are some of the basic five steps you are going to see before you are going to step in design of your antenna. So first thing, what are the antenna, either implantable or wearable antenna. First you have to choose your antenna type, and then what are the sensors you are going to measure, and how you are going to place the sensors inside or outside your human body. After your sensor part is going to get over, then you have to place the antenna. How you are going to place the antenna, how the antenna is going to capture all the sensor value. So once antenna position is clear, then you have to choose your communication module, that is your network module, either through smartphone or Wi-Fi. How you are going to collect information to your receiver. Receiver in this case means your doctor's panel. Okay, this is the first 5 basic steps. I have to first clarify this before going to design an antenna. Okay, so what are the advantages over this method? So your non-ionizing radiation and non-invasive applicants. In this term, the non-invasive is nothing but a wearable device. Okay, so wearable device antennas where your microwaves can be exposed to the human body for longer. You can see so everyone can know electromagnetic waves started the way in form of X-rays, right? That is, X-ray came into the market early 1960s and 1970s itself. Could anyone can say me what is the operation of your X-ray? Everyone can know. In hospitals, someone can go for your X-ray treatment also. So X-ray works under your electromagnetic wave field only. So X-ray works under this. You use the utilization of your EMAs only is going to work. So it started the way in early 1960s and 70s itself, 1960s or 1970s itself. So because of this, you are going to pass some UV rays, right? So EM rays on particular human body, and it is going to capture that part. For example, means if you want to carry or like part or hand partners, we are going to pass some EM rays across the body, and we are going to capture in order to know the crackers or anything, right? This is your basic use or basic applications of your X-rays, right? So moving on to this, if you're playing an antenna or wearable device, we can utilize for long term of exposure also. So how long term of exposure cannot get any part of limits, we are going to simply follow some practical limits. Okay, once your practical limits to be followed, we can export this microwaves for longer term. This is one of the major advantages in your wearable antennas. And moving on to the next thing, we can utilize this devices for broadband. That is for enhance your sharpness. As I already said, X-ray is going to capture some inside your human body to identify some bone crackers, breakers, etc. Let's say, so if you utilize your big band, we can automatically enhance your innate sharpness and localization. This is also your another advantage of your body sensor communication systems. And the third advantage is it can remote monitor, diagnose, and treatment from inside your home itself. We can able to monitor all the data, all the particular patient's data, and we can diagnose those data, and we can change or giving treatment to that particular patient. Instead of the patient repeatedly visiting their doctors, he can be placed inside the home itself with the antennas or with the sensors. So from that antenna, we can monitor the patient, we can diagnose the disease, and we can give the best treatment to the patient at the earliest stage itself. This is also your advantages. And your avoidance of physiological stress caused to patients while hospitalized. Suppose if your hospitalized means even some stress will be there, physiological stress. If you are placing at home means we can be relaxed, right? So we can avoid any physiological stress caused due to patients while hospitalized. This is also your best advantages, and depending upon the characteristics are ready. So these some of advantages we can overcome because we can overcome many obstacles when you are utilizing your personal care healthcare monitoring systems. Mainly, you can monitor the particular patient, we can diagnose the disease, and we can give treatment at earlier stage itself, and we can avoid all the biological stress that can be caused when hospitalized. And we can also this is a caretaker, depending upon caretakers also reduce and move the using a wide microwave can also be used as a wide bands automatically. The image channels direction to image channels can be increased. If you are using a wearable antenna mode, means the microwaves can be exposed to the human being for the time. These are some of the major advantages while we are going to personal healthcare monitoring systems. Okay. So moving on to the next thing, next slide. This comes your diagnostic procedure. So before going on to the diagnostic procedure, just recap everything. We have just seen what is your body-centered communications and everything. So from your body's sensors, we have obtained some biological parameters value, right? So from human body, we obtain parameter value. Now the doctor's position is to analyze the report. So analyze the reports of that current reading sensor values with the previous or storage reading values, how the diagnostic procedures are carried out. So from here, before any diagnostic procedures can be carried out, we have to know two important parameters. Nothing but your dielectric property and dispersive property of your human tissues has to be known. Dielectric property and dispersive property of human tissue has to be known. Why we have to know this means, since you are going to pass your EM rays, right? Microwaves has to be penetrate of radiation inside your human tissue. You are going to pass your radiation wave inside the human tissue, which is mainly depend upon your dielectric property and dispersive property. So when you are passing your microwaves inside a human body means it is going to mainly depend upon two tissue property, that is your dielectric properties and your dispersive properties, and also the efficiency of your microwave, that is your efficiency of your antenna. So whenever you are going to pass your microwaves inside or microwaves penetrate inside your human body, it is going to depend upon two factors. So the first thing is it is going to depend upon your dispersive and dielectric property. So how it is going to be differ means, consider your human body contain your lungs. You are going to place an antenna in your lungs or your stomach, in your intestine part. So each human body part has different dielectric property. Lungs have different dielectric property. Your stomach have different dielectric property. Your intestine part has different dielectric property. So based upon this dielectric property and dispersive properties only, you have to allow your microwave penetrations, radiations inside it. Okay, so microwave penetration of radiation inside a human tissue is mainly depend upon your two important properties, your dielectric and dispersive properties. And the next case, we also depend upon your efficiency of the antenna also. Okay, so each part, any part, even your brain, your head, everything have different dielectric property and different dispersive property. Based upon these two properties only, we are going to diagnose. Okay, so human body tissue property must be known. First, before going to any diagnosis process, suppose for example, you are going to place an antenna in the intestine. So we have to know the intestine dielectric property and dispersive properties of the intestine. Once if we know only, we can able to diagnostic the disease. Okay, so first step is you have to know human body tissue property must be known. That comes under your dielectric and your dispersive property. Once a human body tissue property is known, then your malignant tissue must be determined. In this term, the malignant tissue means your affected tissues or your affected value. Where we are using your malignant tissue means either for cancer detection or brain tumor detection, we are using your malignant tissue. Malignant tissue means affected things. So malignant tissue must be there. From knowing your original human body tissue module, and we have obtained your malignant tissue modules must be determined. That is, the material characteristics of the human body must be known to determine the unknown malignant tissue inside the body. How much that particular part is affected, or how much tumor is can be diagnosed, how much tissue can be, cells can be affected. So from this we have to know. So first we have to know entire material characteristics of human body, and second steps is you have to know the affected tissue value, okay, of particular human body. So once you know affected tissue value, then the information about this malignant tissue can be extracted from the original or signal received by the antenna. So we are going to place some antenna inside your intestine part. So we have from the intestine part, the information about this malignant tissue has to be received, and it is going to be transmitted to the control unit. Control unit means either through your mobile phones or your Wi-Fi modem. This is your third step. Information about your malignant tissues can be extracted from the signal received by the antenna. So the antenna receives some malignant tissue value. Those signals has to be transferred to the control unit, right? So next step is human body. Since we all know, as I already said, human body is a complicated structure with combination of different material. In the sense, intestine have different material permittivity value. Whether your head have different permittivity value or your dielectric value, your lung part have different dielectric value. So it's generally it's a complicated structures. It is not so much easy to design an antenna inside your human body. So we have to think what part we are going to design. So once you have finalized your part, then what are the dielectric values or human body tissue models we have to know. After knowing that, we can able to diagnose their malignant tissue. Once everything is known, then final step is information retrieved will be analyzed. So based upon your malignant tissue with your original information, we are going to analyze how much your tissue is affected or how much your cell is affected based upon the two values, that is two materials, your permittivity and conductivity. But I have already said, no, your dielectric material. So your dielectric permittivity and conductivity value only we can know how much the cell is affected. Okay, I once again repeat, before going on to your diagnostic procedures, you have to know the human body tissue modules. That is your material characteristics of the human body tissue modules. Nothing but your dielectric permittivity and conductivity. Okay, so for example, ஒரு ஆண்டனாவை நான் இன்டெஸ்டைன் பார்ட்ல வைக்கிறேன்னு நினைச்சுக்கோங்க. இன்டெஸ்டைன், லார்ஜ் இன்டெஸ்டைன்ஸ் அண்ட் ஸ்மால் இன்டெஸ்டைன்ஸ் அதோட ஒர்க் இல்லைன்னா அதுல நம்ம டயக்னோஸ் பண்ண போறோம். ஸோ ஐ எம் கோயிங் டு பிளேஸ் an antenna inside your intestine part. So first intestine part ஓட dielectric permittivity and your conductivity value நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். ஒரு human bodyக்குமே there has some dielectric and conductivity. Some designing process போகும்போது அதை நீங்க பாப்பீங்க. Third day when you are entering into your design process, we will know what is your dielectric and your conductive value. Okay. So intestine partல நம்ம வைக்கும் போது அந்த ஆண்டனா வைக்கிறதுனால நம்மளோட dielectric and conductivity first தெரிஞ்சிடணும். Once தெரிஞ்ச உடனே நம்ம next step what we are going to do, we are going to measure your magnetic malignant tissues. So அங்க உள்ள affected tissues என்ன? இப்ப என்னோட for example samples என்னோட வேல்யூ வந்து ஒரு 20 வச்சுக்கோங்க. your dielectric permittivity value is 20 for intestines னா இப்ப அங்க இருக்க malignant tissue value என்னன்றதை நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிட்டர்மைன் பண்ணோம். it is around 20 means it normal range, இல்ல 18 to 22 means it's normal range. so 18 கீழ இருந்தா கண்டிப்பா இது அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிருக்கு, 22க்கு மேல இருந்தாலும் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா இது அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிருக்குன்றது. சோ நமக்கு அந்த malignant tissue வந்து நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிட்டர்மைன் பண்ணோம். ஒன்ஸ் இந்த malignant tissue டிட்டர்மைன் பண்ண உடனே அந்த வேல்யூவை யார் உங்களுக்கு சென்ட் பண்ண போறான்னா nothing but your antenna. Antenna will play a major role. அந்த 22 அந்த சென்சாரோட வேல்யூவை உங்க ஆண்டனா ரிசீவ் பண்ணி அந்த ஆண்டனா தான் வெளில டிரான்ஸ்மிட் பண்ண போகுது. ஓகேவா? சோ நான் இப்ப என்ன பண்ண போறேன், 20ன்றது தான் என்னோட இன்டெஸ்டைன் பார்ட்டோட டைலக்ட்ரிக் வேல்யூ. ஆனா அந்த ஆண்டனா எனக்கு ரிசீவ் பண்ண வேல்யூ என்ன 22. 20 22 வச்சு நான் கம்பேர் பண்ண போறேன். அது வந்து என்ன டயக்னோஸ்டிக், அதாவது 18 கீழே இருந்தாலும் எனக்கு அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிருக்கு, 22னாலும் எனக்கு கண்டிப்பா அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிருக்கு. ஏன்னா 20 தான் என்னோட நார்மல் ரேஞ்ச், 22ன்ற போது ஹை ரேஞ்ச். அப்ப அந்த ரேஞ்ச் பேஸ் பண்ணி நான் வந்து டாக்டர்ஸோட பிரிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ் எடுத்து மெடிசன்ஸோ இல்லைன்னா ஏர்லியர் ஸ்டேஜ்ல ஒரு கேன்சரையோ இல்லைன்னா டியூமரையோ நான் டயக்னோஸ் பண்ண ஓகேவா? சோ ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ்க்காக தான் சொல்றேன். இப்ப நம்ம ஒரு ஆண்டனா டிசைன் பண்ணோம்னா இது எல்லாமே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அந்த ஒரு ஹியூமன் பாடி. இப்ப ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள், நீங்க ஒரு ஆண்டனா டிசைன் பண்ண போறீங்க, அந்த ஆண்டனா எந்த பார்ட்ல வைக்க போறீங்கன்றது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங். ஒன்ஸ் பார்ட் வந்து நீங்க ஃபைனலைஸ் பண்ணிட்ட உடனே அந்த பார்ட்டோட ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். அந்த டிஷ்யூ மாடியூல்ஸ், your dielectric property and your conductive property first தெரிஞ்சிருந்தாதான் நம்ம நெக்ஸ்ட் அது வந்து நம்ம டயக்னோஸ் ப்ராசஸ்க்கே கொண்டு போக முடியும். இந்த ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் எப்படி தெரிவிங்கன்னா ஒரு பாடிக்கும் ஒரு பார்ட்டுக்குமே ஒரு ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் இருக்கு. பட் யூ கோயிங் ஃபார் யர் டிசைனிங் பார்ட், தேர்ட் டே டிசைனிங் பார்ட் போகும்போது உங்களுக்கே தெரியும் என்ன ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் இருக்கு. இந்த பார்ட் எடுத்திருக்கோம், அதனால இந்த பர்மிட்டிவிட்டி ஆர் இந்த கண்டக்டிவிட்டி நம்ம செலக்ட் பண்றோம்ன்றது தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். இப்ப இது ரெண்டுமே தெரிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம்னா அஃபெக்டட் வேல்யூ அந்த சென்சார்ஸ் மூலமா நம்ம ஒரு ஆண்டனா வச்சிருப்போம் தெரியுங்களா, எந்த பார்ட்ல வைக்க போறோமோ இன்டெஸ்டைன் பார்ட்ல வச்சிருந்தீங்கன்னா அங்க அந்த அஃபெக்டட் வேல்யூ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கேப்சர் பண்ணும். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் அந்த அஃபெக்டட் வேல்யூ 24 எனக்கு அந்த சென்சார் காட்டுனா, ஆனா என்னோட நார்மல் ரேஞ்ச் என்ன 20 தான், ஆனா இங்க 24 காட்டுது. அப்ப ஹைலி அஃபெக்டட். கரெக்டா? 20 24 நீங்க கம்பேர் பண்ணும்போது ஹைலி அஃபெக்டட். அப்போ பர்டிகுலர் டயக்னோசிஸ் நம்ம பண்ணி ஆகணும். அப்போ அந்த ரிப்போர்ட் வந்து உங்க டாக்டர்ஸ் அந்த டாக்டர்ஸ் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா பிரிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணி அந்த இது என்ன மெடிசன்ஸோ இல்ல என்ன டயக்னோசிஸ் மெத்தட் யூஸ் பண்ணுமோ அவங்க அந்த பிரிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனை தருவாங்க. திஸ் இஸ் தான் பேசிக் டயக்னோஸ்டிக் ப்ரொசீஜர்ஸ். ஓகே. ஸோ ஃப்ரம் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பார்ட்ல இருந்து நம்ம என்ன பார்த்தோம், பாடி சென்டர் வயர்லெஸ் கம்யூனிகேஷன்ஸ் பார்த்தோம். லோ பவர் டிவைசஸ்க்கு மட்டும்தான் யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ண போறாங்க. நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம், அந்த பாடி சென்டர் வயர்லெஸ் கம்யூனிகேஷன் கோயிங் டு ஆப்ரேட் இன்சைட் யர் ஹியூமன் பாடியில வேலை செய்யும், இல்ல இன் ஆர் அரௌண்ட் யர் ஹியூமன் பாடியில தான் வேலை செய்யும். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒரு பயோடெலிமெண்ட்ரி சிஸ்டம்ஸ். ஸோ ஒரு கம்யூனிகேஷன் உள்ளுக்குள்ள வேலை செய்ய போகுதுன்னு பார்த்தாச்சு. அடுத்தது அது எப்படி ஒரு சிஸ்டமா நான் ஃபேப்ரிகேட் பண்ணனா, என்னென்ன சென்சார்ஸ் நோட் வைக்க போறேன், எப்படி அதை நான் டிரான்ஸ்மிட் பண்ண போறேன், அந்த சென்சார்ஸ் நோட எல்லாரையும் கேப்சர் பண்றதுக்காக தான் நான் ஒரு ஆண்டனா இருக்கு. அந்த ஆண்டனா நான் எப்படி டிசைன் பண்ணும், எய்தர் இன்சைட் ஹியூமன் பாடிக்குள்ள வச்சு டிசைன் பண்ணுமா இல்ல வெளில வச்சு டிசைன் பண்ண போறோமா, இது எல்லாமே நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங்க் பண்ணி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இதெல்லாம் ஸ்டாட்டரைஸ் பண்ணணும். சோ ஒரு ஆண்டனாவோ எய்தர் இன்சைட் இல்ல இது என்னென்ன சென்சார்ஸ், இப்ப இன்டெஸ்டைன் எடுத்தீங்கன்னா இன்டெஸ்டைன் பார்ட்டுக்கு என்னென்ன சென்சார்ஸ் தேவையோ அந்தந்த சென்சார்ஸ் எல்லாமே உள்ள பிளேஸ் பண்ணிருக்கணும். அந்தந்த வேல்யூஸ் எல்லாமே நம்ம கேப்சர் பண்ணிருக்கணும். ஒன்ஸ் கேப்சர் பண்ணனே ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா என்ன பண்ண போறோம், இந்த ஆண்டனா அந்த டேட்டாஸை கண்ட்ரோல் யூனிட்டுக்கு டிரான்ஸ்மிட் பண்ணும். கண்ட்ரோல் யூனிட் உங்க மொபைல் போன்ஸ் ஆர் யர் வைஃபை மாடியூல்ஸ் என்ன நீங்க வந்து வே ஆஃப் கம்யூனிகேஷன் யூஸ் பண்றீங்களோ அதான் கண்ட்ரோல் யூனிட். அந்த கண்ட்ரோல் யூனிட்ல இருந்து யாருக்கு என்னோட டேட்டா போகுதுன்னா உங்க டாக்டர்ஸ் போகுது. ஓகேவா? சோ அந்த டாக்டர்ஸ் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, இதுல அனலைஸ் ஆல் த ரிப்போர்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் த பர்டிகுலர் பேஷன்ஸ். அந்த ரிப்போர்ட்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் அனலைஸ் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு ஒரு டயக்னோஸ் பண்றாங்க. ஏன் இந்த மெத்தட் மெயினா யூஸ் பண்றோம்னா அரௌண்ட் 30% வந்து heart disease, strokes and heart attacks இறந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. And nearly around 180 billion of people are affected due to diabetics. அதே மாதிரி நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்க கேன்சர் அண்ட் டியூமர்ஸ் இது எல்லாமே வந்து 4 stages இருக்கு. T1, T2, T4 stages, right? ஒரு T1, T2 stages குள்ளனா we can easily diagnose it at earliest.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, just continue in English now.
Okay. So, if you are suppose T1, T2 each cancer or something tumor, we have 4 stages, right? T1, T2, T3, T4. So, இதுல வந்துட்டு T1 and T2 stages means we can easily diagnose at the early stage instead of going to T3 and T4. So, இது எல்லாமே in order to monitor everything at early stage only, we are going for your personal healthcare monitoring systems. Okay, so personal healthcare monitoring systems enna paathachi, and its advantages also we are seeing because we can remotely monitor any particular patients and we can diagnose it and we can produce the we can analyze the reports and we can give your prescriptions, right? And moreover, cost also reduced and even your time consumption of your patients and doctors also can be reduced. These are some of the advantages for your personal healthcare monitoring systems. So once you receive the parameters, how your diagnostic procedure is going to be occurred. So first, before going to diagnostic procedure, we have to know the human body tissue modules. What are its permittivity and conductivity? Once those 2 parameters are known, then we are going to determine your malignant tissue. By comparing a malignant tissue with your standard permittivity and conductivity value, we can know about how much affected. Based upon the range, either it is low or it is highly affected, we are going to give you a prescription. Okay, this is a short thing about your biotelemetry and body center communication. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to see about your challenges for antenna design. Okay, any doubts? Excuse me.
Yeah, sir. Please ask me. Ask your question.
Yeah, any worries? Or anything you have to repeat again?
Yes, ma'am. That sensor to antenna you are coming, ma'am. That part only you repeat.
Sensor to this was the biotelemetry system.
Advantages, ma'am. You are coming for antenna.
Okay, so just go to slide wearable antenna, sir. So just think this is one of the example. I will just say why antenna plays an important role in biotelemetry. So in this, the blue color, right, blue color dot that represents your sensors. It may be your EMG sensors or ECG sensor, whatever. So this blue color part will act as your sensor, right? Your red color will act as your antenna. What generally what is the basic function of your sensor? Sensor is going to sense that particular value. Where you are going to place, either if you are going to place in an ECG signal means it is going to sense your heart rate values, right? Blood pressure value. So from this 2 sensor, this sensor blue color nodes denotes a sensor. It is going to transfer, get some value or send some value. Once the value sends, this antenna plays an important role. Where it is going to be, it is going to capture all the data from all the sensor that is placed inside the human body. So antenna is going to capture all the sensor readings that is placed inside your human body. That's why your antenna plays an important role. Where this antenna only going to transmit all the sensor or capture sensor readings to your external device. External device is nothing but your network. Okay, from the network only it is going to transfer to your doctor. That is why I said antenna plays an important role. There are 2 types of antennas. I already said, implantable and wearable. So we have to design or we have to concentrate more on antenna part when you are designing for a personal care monitoring systems. Okay, so for in depth about this example, from tomorrow onwards we will see what is it. So just to explain how antenna play an important role means, so it is going to capture all the sensor. We are going to place sensor in human body at several human parts, right? So all the sensor readings will be captured by the antenna. From the antenna only, these readings will be transmitted to your external device. That is your smartphone or your Wi-Fi module. So from your smartphone or Wi-Fi module only, along through your internet, it will be transferred to your doctors. Okay. So then doctors, once obtain the results, doctors will analyze the results and he will prescribe your medicines or the next steps.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Hello, any
So good
queries?
afternoon to one and all present here. This is Vinod. Is there any queries means please ask now.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Sir, a biotelemetry system is outside only now. From that human only you are collecting data. It is on that doctor side only.
Okay.
That's what I am asking, sir. That the biotelemetry where you are
Yeah.
using, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the basics. First of all, here this is a special event for students, so that we go for a basics level itself.
Okay, okay.
So tomorrow one of our technical persons will explain how the antenna will place the inside of body and then outside of body and how it's work and that all.
Okay.
Okay. So any other queries means please ask now. So please turn on your mics and then ask now. Is there any queries? RF spectrum issues means what are the issues you have to facing in your design now? You just explain means we'll ready to clarify the things. Because bio applications means we get a lot of disturbances there in a human body. That's why I'm asking. Bandwidth means here we have to use only for narrow band alone. We can't use a wide band. So you just go for a monopulse unit step antennas. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. We can't use a single antenna to the entire organ systems, ma'am. In a single antenna, we have to perform only one or two organs. That organs also is a nearby organs. It means it's a distance between just 15 mm or else 25 mm itself. Else we go for an individual antenna alone. We can't use a single antenna for entire system analysis. In a bioinformatics books is there, ma'am. So if you go and verify that book means you get all the organs dielectric values. Dielectric values and permittivity values, permeability and bulk conductivity, all the values you get in that book itself. Yeah, sure, ma'am. End of the day, we'll share the details. Or else we share via WhatsApp group. you, sir.